October 8th. My name's Kay Adams alongside my messy roommate here.
This is tough right here.
What is happening?
I don't know. It's a Monday. We had an incredible weekend. I got so much to talk about. I'm talking Rolf Benirschke. I'm on one today, Adams.
Benirschke?
Yes, Rolf Benirschke, Chargers kicker. We mentioned
that. That was a full Benirschke.
Yeah, we may do it. We may do it underappreciated.
Oh, I like that.
If you're a fan of Rolf Benirschke, tweet the show.
Peter Strager's back from LA. Chiefs get a pretty stunning win in that fashion against the #1 scoring defense going into Week 5.
Chiefs made a statement yesterday. Chiefs made a statement that is going to be ringing in everyone's ears until Sunday when they go to Foxborough and play the Patriots, which might be the game of the year thus far. I love the NFL this season. Those two teams, Chiefs-Patriots, I'll take it right now if I can.
Nate Burleson, he who wears koi fish on his shirt.
Yeah. Of course, I got to represent. Got some orange in here for the Cleveland Browns. Shout out to Cleveland Browns. Got a little purple in here for the Minnesota Vikings. Okay. And a little blue in here for the Detroit Lions. Seattle, I couldn't work in.
Rookies got wins. All the quarterbacks did. We've got highlights from you, especially from last night. Let's go to Texas. A battle in the Lone Star State. Cowboys, Texans, late night.
NRG Stadium Energy. That's what we had from this one. Zeke with that cool-ass blue visor. I love it. Let's go right to the third quarter. Houston already up 10-6. Great play from Dallas. Fake here, fake here. Guys, who is that in the back? Is that Allen Hurns? What's he doing here? He's scoring touchdowns. His only catch of the night, but it was a big one. A nice play design and everything. Fourth quarter, Houston up 16-13. Play of the year for the Dallas Cowboys. Get off me, JJ. What are you going to do, Dak? What are you going to do? Throw it out of bounds. Don't make a dumb play. No, I'm going to Tavon. That's right, I said it. Tavon. Awesome play. 44 yards. It would unfortunately only lead to a field goal for Dallas, but they tie the game at 16-6. And here comes Deshaun Watson. We're going to make a miracle in the last 30 seconds of regulation. Looking, and intercepted. Xavier Woods. So guess what we're going to do? Peter, what's on your mind? Do tell.
Where are we going? Where do we always go?
To overtime. You know it. All roads lead to overtime in 2018. Greatest season ever. Hashtag at me. Overtime now. We have a 3rd and short. The Cowboys are well into Texas territory, and Zeke is stopped.
All right, go.
So there's 6 minutes left. It's 4th and 1.
Go for
Jason
it.
says we're going to punt it. They punt it away. Spoiler alert, they never see the ball again because this play got drunk fast. Deshaun Watson's going to go to DeAndre Hopkins. Hey. Look out. All right, we're just getting started. Whoop. One spin. Whoop. 2 spins. Spin on DeAndre Ash. Oh, I thought we were going to go for a hat trick.
When you're football drunk, the room starts spinning.
That's what I'm saying, Nate. Everyone starts spinning, and somebody hold DeAndre's hair back because he just ran them right into field goal range. And Kaimi Fairbairn's getting everybody drunk on field goals and walk-offs. Drinks on Kaimi as the Texans win 19-16. So much to celebrate down there as a win that really got them off the mat that they needed bad. However, it is America's team. We're talking Texas. We're talking Cowboys. So let's hear from Dak Prescott about knowing the offense and what happened last night.
Obviously, it's frustrating. You lose your 3rd road game straight for the most part. I mean, and then, as you said, it's the offense hadn't gotten going on the road, and defense, especially with them giving us all the chance they did, making the big plays down there in the red zone, holding them to field goals, and keeping us in the game, and we weren't doing our part. It's very frustrating.
You know the arcade. The quarters off. Yeah.
Cowboys cannot find a way to get the offense going. They rank near the bottom of the league in a bunch of major categories. Shout out to the Texans for getting a win, and shout out to QT, one of my guys on my waiver wire.
Oh, Kiki.
Hey. Kiki was all over the place.
QT looked good. So let's talk 2 teams looking to remain undefeated. It was the Chiefs and the Rams. Let's start at Arrowhead.
At Arrowhead, Kay, where Patrick Mahomes was excited before the game. A lot of build-up for this one. League's best defense with the league's best offense.
What are we doing?
Uses his legs. Touchdown. 4 yards. Chiefs go up 7-0. Guys, the Chiefs have scored on every single opening drive they've had this season. Crazy stat. Nugget. Second quarter, Chiefs up 10-0. Mahomes has not thrown an interception all season. Tayshaun Gibson gets the interception. Jaguars are in business. They're at the 40, down 10-0. All right, here we go. Blake Bortles, who did not look sharp in the first quarter, but maybe he can get it going here. Bortles saying, okay, let's make this play. Let's go for it.
No Fournette again.
Down 13. Oh.
So many big man touchdowns yesterday.
Chris Jones.
Yeah.
20 yards. He would be ejected later in the game for some nefarious activity, but punching.
He punched someone.
Call it like it is.
He can't do that.
Can't do it. And then another pick. This is Steven Nelson while Bortles is in the red zone.
His defense made plays, Shrakes.
The Chiefs' defense stepped up when they needed them, and then they had a really cool end zone celebration. That looked good.
Like off the backboard kind of?
Yeah, a little layup drill.
This week.
Slammed it. All right, Tyreek and Jalen, we heard all the stuff before the week.
Yeah.
This is really the one that everyone was talking about on Twitter afterwards because press coverage, man-to-man, no one else on an island.
He's not a receiver.
Tyreek, you are a return specialist who happens to have some wheels.
Perfect throw, too.
Tell you what, Tyreek Hill is one of the best receivers in the league. He also happens to be one of the best return specialists in the league. Jalen Ramsey, not too shabby himself. He played well, but Tyreek got him on that one. Touchdown, Kareem Hunt on the handoff.
They got him, too.
Chiefs are so loaded with weapons. Sammy Watkins played huge. Everyone played huge. When they needed it most, the defense played huge. Lucas.
They couldn't guard Kelsey all day long.
Kelsey had a day. This was one where Nance and Romo finally were in Arrowhead, and they got to see it firsthand, and you could hear it throughout the broadcast. This team is for real. Chiefs, never in doubt, never in question. Blow out the Jaguars. Patrick Mahomes, I'm sure this moment was too big for you. Let's hear the comments after the game.
Yeah, I mean, it shows what kind of team we are every phase of the game. I mean, we can win games with everybody on this team. It's not just the offense, not just the defense, not just the special teams. We're a unit, and we believe that. And I'm excited just to come out with a win like we did today where the defense stepped up and made a ton of plays and gave us chances to make plays.
Mahomes stays setting records. His team's undefeated, and he personally has 300 or more passing yards in 4 of his first 6 NFL games. The only quarterback in history, in the entire NFL, to ever do that. Unbelievable stuff. We'll be breaking down this game from both sides of the ball in a little bit, but on to some more highlights here. We've got the Seahawks welcoming and hosting those Rams.
That's right, and there is Sean McVay. The Rams looking to go 5-0. I know he has a girlfriend, but they say is Sean McVay out in Cali, or Sean McSlay, the way he's calling plays, and he's slaying the competition. But we had a couple of injuries. Cooper Kupp and Brandon Cooks, of course.
No flag on that one.
Tadrick Thompson hit him on that one, and there should have been a flag thrown because that was helmet. We'll check in with those guys and have more of them this week. All right, Jared Goff, who are you looking for? Who else?
The 30.
Let's just give it to 30.
30-30, baby.
30-30.
All day.
I mean, they say 30 is the new 20, but 30 is the new 30 because he is getting in the end zone almost every time he touches it. All right, ensuing Seahawks possession, 3rd and 6, Russell Wilson. Who's he looking for? Tyler Lockett? Baldwin? No, that is David Moore, and I want more. Moore had 2 TDs in this game. The Seahawks, they jump rope after that. I see that little double duck shacking. All right, I see you guys celebrating a little bit. Okay, 4th quarter. Let's give it back to Todd Gurley. He's out here doing his thing, man. 5-yard touchdown. Gurley rushed for 77 yards and 3 TDs. My man had a hat trick. Seems like every time he plays the Seahawks, he is eating and feasting. All right, 152 left. Todd Gurley up the middle, and there is no gain on this one.
All right, big 4th down.
Big 4th down. What are they going to do? Initially,
here comes Hecker.
Johnny Hecker comes out. Pete Carroll, he says, wait up. Are they going to try something tricky? He calls a timeout. Sean McCray. Let's go. He goes for it, and he gets it. And check out the energy and the passion behind Jared Goff right there. That was a 2-yard gain and a 1st down, and that would pretty much ice the game. Pete Carroll can't believe it. Jared Goff loving it. And the Rams, they win 33-31 in a tough one. They are now 5-0 for the first time since 2001. And let's hear from Sean McVay.
What a tough, hard-fought game. Thought guys continued to battle. Guys stepping up. When you lose some big-time players, they're a really tough football team. Have a whole lot of respect for Coach Carroll, a lot of their players and their coaching staff. And, you know, it took everything that we had today. And you know, I know our players are exhausted. I'm certainly exhausted myself. But really can't say enough about just our players' resolve, the way they continue to battle and finding a way to get it done, especially, you know, Jared at the end right there, getting enough push. And, you know, a lot of good things. That was a good, hard-fought game, good caliber game.
Peter, you said you talked to him after that game and he was exhausted. I guess being an undefeated team is tiresome in the NFL. Just 2 squads to do it. Chiefs and the Rams 5-0. The only time that's ever happened since 1990. 88% of teams, guys, that start the season 5-0 make the playoffs. All right, so they both stay perfect. I feel like we did, though, learn some new things about all four of these teams squaring off. Looking at the Chiefs team, Nate, offense, I feel like we know. Did you learn anything new, though?
Yeah, I looked at that defense, and the defense stepped up because all they were hearing was Pat Mahomes is so good, and this offense is so great, and it's so creative. If they just score points, it doesn't matter how many points they give up, they're going to win every game. And I feel like the defense heard that. They probably put that on the bulletin board and said, all right, nobody cares about us. Nobody's giving us any respect, so we're going to go out there and dominate in a way that sends a message across the league. Of course, that offense wanted to send a message to that Jags defense, but that defense sends a message to that Jags offense and across the league saying, listen, we have the capability to shut you down offensively. And if we can do that while putting our offense in the best position to score points, nobody's going to beat us. Because in this game, Pat Mahomes didn't play perfect. He didn't have the game that we thought. He came into this game, as we know, 14 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he had 2 picks in this one. What does that mean? That means the defense had to step up. So for those who question the defense going into this game and going into the rest of the season, they're saying, all right, we're catching our rhythm now. We can balance out this team in a way that you're going to have to show us respect equally.
They will not be stopped if their defense plays like this.
No.
They will literally will not be stopped.
And there's a huge distinction over the first month. Are they a really good show, or are they a really good team? They're a good team. They're a great team. I love that we saw Mahomes bleed. I want to see it. You can't show up and expect to throw 3 and 4 touchdowns every week. It doesn't work. Did not throw a single touchdown, threw an interception, and I think the Chiefs' D is tired of hearing about Jacksonville's D, and tired of hearing about their offense. You know, in a way, I almost like it that they had an ejection for punching, because they showed a toughness and a tenacity that we are not out here. We're not the Mike D'Antoni Sons. We got a little New York Nick in us right now. See what I'm saying? I like that they showed a different shade. I'm sitting here condoning a guy punching. Not really, but I condone the toughness, and I love that they got up after bleeding.
Their pass rush was incredible.
Yeah.
So, like, the Chiefs are looking good on both sides of the ball. Now, talking the other side with the NFC West and the Rams and the Seahawks, you were with this team for preseason.
Yeah.
You were calling the games. I mean, it's kind of tough to think that you learned something new, Shrey.
I did. And Kay, what I say coming into this season about the Rams on this show, I said their depth is going to be their issue. If they stay healthy, no one's stopping them. Well, Brandon Cooks goes down, Cooper Kupp comes down, and Josh Reynolds and Cardero Hodge stepped up in the fourth quarter. Josh Reynolds had 2 catches for 39 yards. He had a fly sweep run for 10 yards. And then Cardero Hodge makes a 14-yard play. And here's the thing. Last year, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. They had this amazing victory. They beat the Patriots. They beat the Vikings. They beat the Falcons. In these heroic games. Week 15, they went into the Meadowlands, and they beat the Giants, and they didn't play their best. And they were beaten up a little bit by the Giants, but they won 34-29, and they found a way. Super Bowl teams have those games where they don't dominate. Where they don't play their absolute best, and they still find a way to win. To go into Seattle with all those injuries, with those questionable calls, there were a couple bad calls on that one. Yeah. And to still win by 2 points, I think those are the victories you circle and say, we need to see adversity, we need to look at those games. Because when they came into this game, they were plus 73 point differential.
Blowing everybody out.
They also hadn't left the state of California. They come back now saying, hey, we bled a little bit, but we still had enough, and we've got guys on the bench that we can rely on when needed. I love that win for the Rams.
The Seahawks lost, but I loved the loss for the Seahawks. Is that weird to say? That's what I learned. I learned you still don't want to play them. You call them the big brother, and, you know, obviously the Rams got the win here. But whether you're in Seattle or not, they're 2-1 in their last 3 games. They're looking more well-balanced than I've seen them recently. Russell Wilson doesn't have to do it all. They're running on 57% of their snaps. They're handing it off. Both Carson and Davis have had 100-yard games this season. I love seeing that. I don't want it all on Russell Wilson. I like that he's connecting with Tyler Lockett when he can. But you're looking at that defense step up. And going into this week, they had the number 7 defense. They lose Earl Thomas. I'm like, how's that going to affect things? They stepped up. They made plays. I know this isn't the old Legion of boom, stout, maybe attitude, identity of this defense, but they're still doing it. I mean, Todd Gurley scores his touchdowns, but they did their thing, holding him to just 3.4 yards per carry. With a guy like Todd Gurley, that's not easy to do. I still think you don't want to mess with the Seahawks.
Never sleep on Seattle.
Never sleep on Seattle.
Sleepless.
Literally went to sleep.
be back after this. Too much to Saquon? No.
Too much to Saquon.
We love Saquon. We'll talk about him, show you some highlights, talk Giants after this, and show you some more highlights across the league. Also, Kirk Cousins gutted out this impressive win against the defending champion Eagles. What does it mean for the Super Bowl champs? That's what I want to know.
Hey, Adam Thielen got a little sauce to him. I see your white chocolate.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Call